In this video, we're going to talk about some really great tricks that will help you to learn foreign languages when you go traveling to different countries of your choice. Now, a lot of people are told that after they are kids, they really can't learn another language. When I started, I was in high school and I had taken a couple of years of French. And at the end of my second year, one of the comments my French teacher put in the report card was, "Please try a different language." So I switched over to German. In German, my experience was just as bad as it was in French. And I basically categorized myself as a foreign language learning loser. And now I want to show you, and nothing says you have to do Duolingo, but I started with it and I'm going to show you a little bit of my scores on Duolingo. You can see I started, here it is, in September of 2021, so a little bit less than 4 years ago. And the thing is, I started it never imagining that I was going to be retiring to a life of full-time global nomadic travel. And here, let me just show you the scores I have. I am right now working on 29 languages, but I don't, of course, do all of them every day. I tend to focus on maybe something like half a dozen or 6 to 8 in a day. And I try to focus on the ones where I'm going the most often. So we have two things we're going to cover. And the first one is what I call combined repetition. What the real goal is simply memory. We need to be able to remember words in a foreign language in order to be able to use them. But a lot of people start by simply trying to memorize one word and another word and another word. Then they go to a foreign country and they try to speak and the words simply don't come. Or they're racking their brains trying to come up with that first word. They get it out and that's all they've got. So this is a way to get beyond that and actually start speaking the language. And we're going to start with a really great sentence to begin with. This is, "You are full of energy" in Swedish. Jag är full av energi. It almost sounds like English already. So we're looking at it, and you could try to memorize the whole sentence, but let's say that this is a little bit too hard and you're a beginner and you want to know really a good place to start. Rather than going for the whole sentence, split it up and pick either 2 words in a row or 3. So we can start out with the first 2. Jag är, I am. That is a great way to start, but the second 3 are actually easier than if we try to split them apart. Full of energy, full of energi, works so well as 3 words that we don't really need to split them into full of or of energy, but instead full of energy, full of energy. And by the way, nothing says you have to start with the entire sentence. If the first thing that you do is full of energy and forget about the first part of the sentence, that's fine. You've already accomplished something. As long as you are combining words, the more you keep doing this, the more those words are going to naturally start to combine with other words and your sentences will naturally get longer. Let's just try one more example. We're going to switch over to Spanish. Más despacio, por favor. Slower, please. This is, of course, a very useful phrase to learn in any language. Now, let's say that it's the end of the day, you've been studying a lot, and you simply can't handle a sentence this long right now. It's a lot of information, and you've been working hard. No problem. As long as you walk away having done something, especially if it's a 2-word combo and you've repeated it, you have succeeded. So let's focus on por favor, please. That is one of the best things that you can ever say in any language. It makes people feel respected, and it's a great way to build bridges and make friends of all different countries. So you take that part, and that's all you do. Por favor, por favor, por favor. Wonderful. The repetition is extremely important because this is the way we remember. Don't try to use flashcards. Simply repeat in groups of 2 or 3 words, and you will get there. So now we're going to get into the second point. Let's say that you do all of this, and then you go to a foreign country. You listen to what's going on around you, and all you can think is, why is everybody speaking so fast? If you've been to foreign countries after trying to study to learn a language, I'm sure you have been through that. The thing is, a lot of the times, they're actually not speaking any faster than you would speak English, but you haven't yet practiced what you need in order to keep up with their speed. My last trip to a non-English speaking country was France. A few weeks ago, I went to Paris, and I can't even tell you how different the experience was from what it was like when I used to go there a few decades ago. I think the biggest game changer for me wasn't so much the working in groups, because I already knew a little bit of French. It was practicing for the speed. Without it, you can study word by word, even 2-word groupings. But if you haven't practiced up to the speed of how people are going to be speaking to you, you won't understand. So all we need to do now is go back to everything we just did and simply add speed. The first sentence, "Jag är full av energi." And we did say we were going to take just the last 3. So full av energi. Great. Here we go. Full av energi, full av energi, full of energy. You don't have to test it. You don't have to see if that improved anything. It did. And every time you come back to it, you simply keep repeating it the same way. Full of energy, full of energy. Beautiful. Let's move on to Spanish. Our sentence for that was más despacio, por favor. Except we were simply going to work on por favor with speed. Por favor. See, I fumbled it. That's okay. Por favor, por favor, por favor. When that gets easy, you can always try más despacio or move on to a different sentence. Either way, this is all a win for you every time you practice a combo of 2 to 3 words and you practice for speed. So those are really the 2 main suggestions for how to make your language learning much, much more productive. And if you try this and you would like to share with us how your experiences go, that would be great. I want to close with a few different suggestions once this part is starting to roll really smoothly. The first is using some sort of AI. I like ChatGPT, and getting, let's say, the 100 most commonly used phrases. And you can simply type that in your request to ChatGPT. What are the 100 most common phrases that I should learn when studying a foreign language? And they will give you 100, and they will all be really, really useful. If you know what the language is beforehand, you can ask them to translate everything. But what I prefer is to take the sentences that you like the most and start with those. And then go to a translator like Google Translate or Microsoft Translate. I personally use Google. I don't know why. I used to use Microsoft. It was fine. But I like Google Translate. Plug it into Google Translate. And the reason that this is very, very nice is because Google Translate will also speak it for you. So you can hear it being spoken in the foreign language with the accent. So you're not just taking a guess as what the words are supposed to sound like. It's very, very helpful to be able to hear it. So that's what I suggest. Now, the next step involves trying to look away from the words that are printed. So if you translate a sentence and then you want to isolate a couple of words, listen to what is being spoken. In the beginning, look at the words as the translator is speaking them, and then try listening while you're not looking at the words. This really engages your listening skills, and it really sharpens them when you're not also focusing on using your eyes. It makes your ears work much better. It's very important when you go to foreign countries to be more comfortable listening than you might be if you're looking at a page before you go. And the last thing is, don't try to test yourself. Don't see if you're memorizing your words fast enough. Don't worry about that. Your words will get memorized when they have been reviewed enough times. You don't have to worry. It is going to happen. So have fun with this. Learning foreign languages is incredible. It is amazing. As I was saying in the beginning, it's a really wonderful way to show your respect for the people of the country that you are visiting, and to show that you appreciate their culture and that you want to try to meet them on their ground and not make them adapt to you. It's a wonderful way to make friends with all kinds of people and to build bridges. And I hope you have a great time with it. Give this a shot and share with us how your experience goes.